Robert had a 9-to-5 working real dad. Although he had a respected job, he was living paycheck to paycheck. He was highly educated, but he knew almost nothing about the money. That's why he was described as the poor dad. Robert also had a mentor, a friend's dad, who was a true capitalist. Robert says that he learned everything about the money from him. That's why he calls him the rich dad. The two dads had different mindsets about the money. The love of money is the root of all evil. The lack of money is the root of all evil. Study hard so you can find a good company to work for. Study hard so you can find a good company to buy. When it comes to money, play it safe, don't take risks. Learn to manage risks. Here are the key lessons from the book. The rich don't work for the money. The poor and middle class work for the money. They work very hard for little money. They cling on to the illusion of job security. They look forward to 3-week vacations each year. Their ultimate aim is a slim pension after 40 years of work. Most of those people say, I'm not interested in money. But that's just denial of a fundamental truth. These people will work 8 hours every day for 40 years. So yes, they are deeply interested in money. The rich, on the other hand, are less caught up with the money. They know that the money is an illusion, just like the carrots for the donkey. They use the money to work for them, not the other way around. Financial literacy is everything. The first rule is this: know the difference between an asset and liability, and buy assets. This may sound absurdly simple, but it's the only major difference between rich and poor people. The rich people are rich because they have a broad spectrum of knowledge. They have literacy in many areas in contrast to the people who concentrate only on their jobs and struggle financially. So, if you want to be rich and maintain your wealth, it's important to be literate, especially financially. The second rule is, don't forget the first rule. The poor are always in a constant state of financial struggle. Their primary income is through wages, and as their wages increase, so do their taxes. Expenses tend to increase in equal increments as their wages increase. They don't or can't invest in any assets to generate income. The middle class is a developed version of the poor. Whenever they can, they invest in unnecessarily big houses to live in. They fill up those houses with unnecessarily luxury items. They treat their houses as their primary asset instead of investing in income-producing assets. As a result, their liabilities such as mortgage and credit card debts become larger than their whole assets. The poor and middle class acquire liabilities, but they think they are assets. They all trap themselves in the rat race. Rich people, on the other hand, acquire assets. They try to diversify their asset base and create different income streams. They don't rely on a specific income type like poor and middle income do with their salaries. With these income streams, they achieve to live without working for a wage. Remember these simple quotes. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out of that pocket. Once you understand the difference, you should concentrate your efforts on buying income-generating assets. That's the best way to get started on a path to become rich. Keep doing that and your asset column will grow. Focus on keeping liabilities and expenses down. This will make more money available to continue pouring into the asset column. Soon, the asset base will be so deep that you can afford to look at more speculative investments. That way you can have investments that may have returns of 0 to infinity. Of course, those can also go to the zero, but your other assets will make up for those. Don't forget, the poor will always call investments too risky. What they don't know is, the true risk is being financially ignorant and trapping yourself in the rat race.
Income comes in and it goes out this way. First line of expense is tax. So this is a poor person's cash flow pattern. It's not how much money you make. Most people, I don't care if you have a PhD or no school at all, but they can't control the cash flowing out through their expenses. And so that's why people like Susie Orman say, cut up your credit cards, live below your means, because you're a spendaholic. So that's a poor person. This is a middle class person's cash flow pattern. And this is where the house comes in. First thing, most kids do when they get pay raise or that, they buy themselves a bigger house. Oh, my house is an asset. What happens with a house, a personal residence, something I live in, the money comes in and goes out, and this is middle class, but it also goes out through a mortgage. But here is a house, and I started when I was 25, bought my first house, and it was an apartment, it was an investment property. I didn't live in it, I rented it out, and it put money in my pocket. So very simple, the definition of asset and liability is not the house or this, it's cash flow. Where is the cash flowing?
Asset types. You can invest in these assets. 1. You can run your own business. But this will become your job. It will come with greater risks and responsibilities. Don't forget, 9 out of 10 companies fail in 5 years. Of those that survive the first 5 years, 90% of those eventually fail as well. 2. Businesses that do not require your presence. Own businesses run by other competent people. 3. Stocks. 4. Bonds. 5. Mutual funds. 6. Income generating real estate. 7. Notes. 8. Royalties from intellectual property such as music, scripts, patents. 9. And anything else that has value and produces income. Here are some simple steps you can take for acquiring assets. Find an opportunity everybody missed on. Find and invest the money. It doesn't have to be a bank loan. Get creative. Get others on board and decrease your cash outflow while still getting your share. Once a dollar goes into your asset column, never let it come out. A dollar that goes into your asset column becomes your employee. The best thing about the money is that it works 24 hours a day and can work for generations. Keep your daytime job, be a great employee, but keep building that asset column. As your cash flow grows, you can buy some luxuries. An important distinction is that rich people buy luxuries last, while the poor and middle class tend to buy luxuries first. Power of financial knowledge. True capitalists use their financial knowledge to simply find a way to escape. Financial IQ is made up of knowledge from 4 broad areas of expertise. Number 1 is accounting. Accounting is financial literacy. It is the ability to read and understand financial statements. This ability allows you to identify the strengths and weaknesses of any business. Number 2 is investing. Investing is the science of money making that involves strategies and formulas. Number 3 is understanding markets. Understanding markets is understanding the supply and demand. There is a need to know the technical aspects of the market, which is emotion driven. The other market factor is fundamental or the economic sense of an investment. Try to understand both the emotional and fundamental aspects of the market. Number 4 is the law. With the knowledge of tax advantages and protection provided by a corporation, one can get rich so much faster. The rich hide most of their wealth using vehicles such as corporations and trusts as layers of legal protection. A corporation or trust is merely a legal document that creates a legal body without a soul. The rich control everything but own nothing. Employees earn and get taxed immediately, and they try to live on what is left. A corporation, on the other hand, earns, spends everything it can, and is taxed on anything what is left. It's one of the biggest legal tax loopholes that the rich use. Also, the corporate tax rates are less than the individual income tax rates in most of the countries. Work to learn, don't work for the money. In today's world, almost every job requires specialization. But if you want to be rich, you should have this motto: know a little about a lot. Have a very good grasp of the core of your interest and have a fair understanding of the remaining outline. Delegate the details to professionals like bankers, lawyers, accountants, brokers. Collaborate with people that are smarter than you. Pay those people well and create win-win situations. What you need is the skill to control and manage things, and those are: 1. Management of the cash flow. 2. Management of systems, including yourself and time with family. 3. Management of people. In addition to those, the most important specialized skills are sales and understanding marketing. No matter what you do, just spend at least a year learning to sell. Even if you earn nothing, your communication skills will improve, and that is priceless. You are now financially literate, but what are the possible obstacles? You might still be lacking the life you want. Generally, there are 5 main reasons for that. 1. Fear. Everybody fears losing money, even the rich. But it's about how you handle the fear. Don't forget, winning means being unafraid to lose. 2. Cynicism. Winning is not easy if you're a solid cynic. If you criticize all the time, you will be blinded to see the opportunities. Don't criticize, rather analyze the situation. 3. Laziness. Probably you will not admit that. But being busy all the time is the most common form of laziness. The majority of people work all the time. They keep busy watching TV, shopping, or doing something in their spare time. These people are deep down lazy and always try to avoid something important. 4. Bad habits. If you keep doing the old bad habits, you will stay stuck with the same life. Our lives are nothing more than a reflection of our habits. So stop now and take action immediately. 5. Arrogance. Don't invest while you feel arrogant. Always keep in mind that there will be things that you don't know. Educate yourself on those subjects. Get help from experts.